Hi guys, welcome to XtraTalk, another episode, together with PapiMento.
What's up, man?
How are you?
I'm okay.
Yes?
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in these times now. What have you been up to?
To be honest, not much. Nothing to see, nothing to do. All staying at home. Just going outside.
What do you do at home, basically?
Mostly gaming.
What do you play?
Civilization and Smite and
Civilization
sometimes
is on the
NBA.
computer, right?
Huh?
Civilization is a strategy game on the computer, right?
No, I have it on the PlayStation.
On the PlayStation.
On
Okay,
PlayStation,
all right.
yeah.
Cool.
So
Which version?
6.
Okay, number 6. And Smite, you said?
Smite is a free to play game and with heroes and gods. And NBA 2K.
NBA 2K. All right. No FIFA? No
I don't have the news.
Soccer?
I don't have the new FIFA, but to be honest, I don't like how FIFA is created or the gameplay. I don't know. There's something wrong about it. I tried it with friends, didn't really like it. So
is that an excuse of saying you're not good at it?
No, it's a stupid game. It has nothing to do with soccer.
All right, cool. So today, thank you for being here.
Anytime, man.
It's more difficult now to get the panel members over.
What's up with the toilet papers?
Corona time, man. It's Corona time, so we have to be prepared just in case.
Okay.
All right. So this week, on the Twitter, we had a couple of polls. Mm-hmm. We asked our followers, also other people, what they thought about certain things we put up. So I want to talk to you about those things, just to have your opinion.
Let's go.
So there are 3 polls I want to discuss with you. The first one was basically about the defending, of Ajax this year. So we had a couple of players playing at the defensive line. And we asked basically our followers, okay, which of the Ajax players this season had the best defensive play or performed the best?
Are you sure that's the question?
Yeah, that's the question. So who of the ones that played on the back line? Of course,
that's a different question, because if you're talking about defending, it's a whole different way of looking at it than if you're looking at who's doing well in his position.
That's the latter is the case.
Okay.
So even from the back 4, but again, this has changed in the course of the season a couple of times. So who that have played at the back line has performed the best in your view? Okay, so we put up 4 names. Of course, if you don't agree with these names, you can say maybe another one. So the names were Daley Blind, Joel Veltman, Nikos Tagliafico, and Lisandro Martinez. And Martinez, of course, played a lot on in the midfield, but also has been put a lot lately when Blind could not play as a center back as well. So we left out, of course, Dest.
Yeah, he's too young. Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
But you can also name him if you want. But I would like to have your opinion on this one. So who, according to these names, the ones that played at the back, of course, Schuurs also played a couple of times, but we didn't put him in the name.
He didn't play much.
He didn't play much.
And he made some mistakes already, so he wouldn't be the best option. Personally, my opinion, I think Veltman has been the best defender. To be honest, I have never seen him this good in the season.
Do you think this is maybe his best year? This is Ajax?
Yeah. He really grew. I'm not a fan, but he's giving 100% definitely of what he is capable of, and that's all you can ask from him. He's limited in his capabilities, but he's a good defender. Now, I must go for Blind, and it's not because Blind is a great defender, but from that position, his attacking prowess is just immaculate. Like, he can pass everywhere he wants on the field. So I would say Blind has had the biggest effect for Ajax in their way of playing and their style of playing.
Of course.
But defensively, I'm not a fan.
No, because also right up to the fact, right up the last few weeks until we stopped playing because of the Corona pandemic, he was not at his best.
No.
Of course, you can always say, he had heart problems.
He's coming back.
He was coming back, and he's not 100%, like before his injury. But before that, when he was playing those 3 months, he was playing with Ajax, also on Champions League level. He was really good, especially in the passing, his composure, Also coaching from the back line.
And the most important thing is his calmness when he's on the ball. Like, even if you pressure him, he knows how to wait a second or bypass the guy and still do the pass, you know, like, so.
And he's basically our only
good
defender that's able, perhaps Schuurs is able to do that, but he hasn't played much.
He brings experience.
No, but he can basically send a pass to the attacker from the back line and just skipping the midfield.
Exactly.
One pass.
Yeah. And he finds the winger like that a lot. Like Vertonghen did that also a lot when he was playing that position. So
yeah, so you would go with Blind.
I would go with Blind. Yeah.
Yeah. So the poll actually also resulted in Blind being number one. It was close though, because Blind got 32% of the votes. Veltman was with Lisandro Martinez second with 24%, and then Tagliafico was on 20%. So again, a lot of people, you know, thinking about, well, it's difficult. There's not one person really standing out, because otherwise you would have Blind with much more higher percentage. But it also means maybe that we have players that are close in terms of levels to each other. You know, you need them. Basically, all of them. There's not one standout.
The thing with Blind is you've seen him do a lot of brilliant things, especially in the Champions League, even though he ruined our game against Chelsea. Tagliafico had a lot of good games as well. Like, he scored on important matches, corners, headers.
But that was the first few weeks, month, and then
now
Tagliafico,
he went down a bit. But yeah, Ajax has played a lot of games, so
that's true.
That's true.
So we move on to the next poll. You brought it up already. It's about, this was a poll that we presented on Twitter, I think 2 days ago, and it was between or maybe yesterday. I don't remember. I'm sorry. So it was Jan Vertonghen and Davy Klaassen. There have been rumors already a couple of weeks about maybe Jan Vertonghen and Davy Klaassen. You're rolling your eyes already with Davy Klaassen. Let's just hold it for a minute. Davy Klaassen, Jan Vertonghen. Perhaps, you know, there are always rumors, perhaps in the transfer window, because we're going to miss a lot of players. A lot of players might leave Ajax. So we have to get some experience back. And people are looking at, okay, what are the options? And Klaassen is an option, but also maybe Vertonghen is an option. Now, we asked our followers again, we asked them, what do you think? Do you think we should bring them both back? Only Vertonghen, only Klaassen? Or no, you know what? We don't need them. We have to look at other players. What's your stance on this one?
First, Vertonghen. I think Vertonghen is a great addition to Ajax, but I wouldn't get him just for the reason that we have Alvarez now, we have Schuurs now, we have Blind, Veltman is leaving. So we have 3 central defenders in which Martinez also can play that position. I think bringing somebody so experienced will set them back in playing time and development. So for me, that's the only reason I would say no.
And don't forget also, last game we played with Timber, also coming from the youth.
And he played very well, and his passing was great. He knew how to build up. So, yeah, great for future. So, do we really need Vertonghen? In my opinion, no.
Okay.
If we go to Klaassen,
would you say the same about Vertonghen if Blind leaves Ajax? Because we're talking about a lefty, a left center back, and we don't have a lot of those.
No, if Blind and Veltman leave, it would be a good choice to make.
So you would go for Vertonghen then?
In that case, yes.
Okay.
But if Blind stays, no.
All right. That's clear. And how about Klaassen?
Klaassen, my opinion, Ajax is a football club that has technical capabilities as one of the highest priorities. So for that only, I would say no. Klaassen has experience, but he lacks the technical capabilities to be an Ajax player.
Also, maybe lacking the way of play that Ten Hag wants to play with his team?
No, because I think Ten Hag would change it up and maybe do more crosses from the wings, you know, for Klaassen, because he's very dangerous in the box. But we go from Ziyech to Klaassen. For me, no, that doesn't make sense. Now.
You know what he lacks in ball possession. I do agree with you on that in that perspective. He does compensate a lot off the ball.
Yeah.
So he's one of the players that can play box to box, but also can really press the opponent. Something that, of course, Ten Hag wants in his team.
But on the ball, he lacks a lot of technical capabilities, and I was never a fan of Klaassen. I'm just going to say it straight up. Sorry, guys. So for me, no.
All right. So you would only, in the case of the situation with Vertonghen, if Veltman and Blind would leave, you would go for Vertonghen.
Yeah.
You would. Okay. Clear. One last poll question that we had. Summer transfer. Last summer transfer we had. We bought a couple of players, of course. So we saw Schöne leave. We saw Frenkie de Jong leave. We saw Matthijs de Ligt leave. And then Ajax bought a bunch of players, right? So who, according to you, that's one of the questions we had in the poll, who, according to you, was the best summer transfer up till this point, who has performed the best in the season for Ajax? So basically 2 names came up for us. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you have another name.
Martinez and Promes.
Martinez and Promes, exactly. So who would you choose between those 2? Who do you think had the best impact on Ajax, or the biggest impact?
The biggest impact, I would say Promes, because he had that link up with Ziyech, and to be honest, a lot of goals came from that, and that made Ajax play much easier in the first half of the season. If I go to Martinez, I've really enjoyed this playing style. Like from the moment he started playing, it looked like he was already 3-4 years playing at Ajax.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly he adapted.
He adapted so quickly, and he was also kind of put in positions that were required at that moment. So he played number 6, he played left back, I think, and he played central defender. So he's versatile as well. I'm just going to give it to Promes just because of the goals and the link up with Ziyech. But I think Martinez is not far behind at all. Both were great acquisitions.
Yeah, so basically we're happy with both of them.
Definitely, yeah.
All right. Thank you for your opinions on the polls.
Oh, that was it? We're not going to discuss the
what?
Well, you had a poll also, or the top 11 players of all time for Ajax?
No, actually, one of our followers asked us, and also I tagged you and other panel members. So there was this challenge of naming the players that played for your club. So in this case, Ajax, of course. But then you have to come up with your best 11, but different nationalities, which is hard.
So maybe one nationality only per
player,
per team.
Each player has to have different nationalities.
Yeah, so you're not allowed to have 2 Dutch people or 2 Germans.
Exactly. So maybe you can answer that on the Twitter later, today or this week.
Well,
think about it.
A couple of names already come to mind, so it's easy.
Take your time, do it on the Twitter, let people know what you think about this. One last question, not about polls, but about the situation.
Did you have Edgar Davids in the team?
No, I didn't. Well, from We Talk Ajax, we did not put Edgar Davids on it.
Okay.
We went for Cruyff, basically, because we could only name one Dutch guy.
Okay.
All right. So, coming again, one last thing. The situation with
Corona.
What's going on with Corona and everything. Especially the impact that it has on the sporting events. And now let's just focus on the Eredivisie. What do you think is going to happen? Because you're seeing now a lot of noises and also news coming that this might take longer than only until the end of March, first week of April, etc. So if it takes a couple of months longer, then you're going to have a problem.
I was thinking about what I would do. Look, you have, after the summer, you have to be ready for the new season, new Champions League, new Europa League. So every position of the league has to be already known to everyone. I was thinking to say, okay, current positions count. So the league is cancelled from now. Current positions count. Maybe if there is room in the summer, the people that are in the bottom can play like a playoff route to see who stays. Like the last 4 teams play against each other to see who stays in the league and who really relegates. But that will give the organizations and the world a little bit more time and breathing room to set up for the next season, and you wouldn't have to think about this season again playing all those games.
Yeah, I was actually not. It's not exactly the same, but I was reading about the basketball league in Holland. Basically, what they did, they basically froze the league. They said, you know what, we're stopping right now. We're not playing anymore. We're canceling basically this season. But for the Europa qualifications, because they also have Europa qualifications, they will go with the standings as they are today. So they will not appoint a champion this season, but they will go with the ranking that is right now for the Europa qualification for next season.
Look, Dutch basketball league is not an NBA, let's say, okay? But if we look at the teams that are in the bottom, they need a chance to still stay in the league because it has a lot of financial consequences, and you don't know what kind of streak they would have had
at the end of the season.
Exactly.
No, I understand. So taking it back to the football part, you said cancel. You said, do you think cancel means no champion, or you think we stop here and this is what the standings are? So in the case of
these are the standings.
Ajax would become champions in your view.
Well, with Ajax is different. I think I would let one game or one home, one away game
because they're tied of points.
Exactly, they're tied in points, and I don't think on goals to win is not really professional. I think, but if you look at Liverpool, the amount of points they have, they're number one. Just give them the trophy.
Yeah, but again, like in the English Premier League, they're still battling for the 4th position, which brings them to the Champions League spot, which is very important. That's a lot of millions, basically.
Maybe you could work out like 1 or 2 matches in the summer, but you cannot complete the whole calendar anymore. So
basically, what you're saying
you have to amend it.
You cannot play all the games anymore if it takes long. Basically, what you're saying is freeze the competition. In some cases, look at the positioning of the teams and maybe customize the situation that they can play a one-on-one for becoming champions, like here.
Or number 3 or 4 or
the last position, for relegation.
Every team gets to play a little bit in the summer, but it will have great effect for next season.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, would you do the same?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense. Of course, it all depends how long this will take. So that's
and you don't know how many people are going to get sick. That's the whole issue.
And don't forget, the longer it takes, teams cannot just start playing again. They have to also start training,
fitness. There was on TV that they do still train. They go on private.
No, but that's different. It's different keeping your stamina and your fitness level up at home.
It's not match fit. Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
Thank you again, PapiMento.
Anytime, man.
All right, guys, thank you for watching. Stay healthy, be
care.
safe. Yes, and we'll see you next time.